So Joe Biden comes out and he does a unity speech. And now, there's something particularly galling for conservatives in hearing a unity speech from Captain, they're going to put you all back in chains, circa 2012. Captain, big effing deal, Obamacare. Captain, everybody who doesn't vote for me is kind of a terrible person, and you ain't black if you didn't vote for me, and all that. Like, Joe Biden as Captain Unification is already ridiculous. On its face, it's ridiculous. I'm glad to hear Joe Biden talk in terms of unification. Let us say I have some trust issues. I have some serious trust issues with Joe Biden and a Democratic Party who have spent the last, 20 years of my life declaring that everybody who disagrees with them is a racist, sexist, bigoted homophobe. I just have some trust issues there. Why is it that as soon as a Democrat is elected, all the Democrats and members of the media start crying out about unity and common values? When a Republican is elected, it's about how America is in a deep, dark, fascist place. Democracy dies in darkness. The asteroid of evil is about to hit the earth, and it's big and orange and has Trump's face on it. It's weird how that works, isn't it? It's very strange how the rhetoric immediately changes from, we are living under Armageddon. The fascist regime is at hand. When a Republican is president, it doesn't matter if it's Bush, doesn't matter if it's Trump. And then as soon as a Democrat's elected, it's like, oh, all the clouds part, the choir of angels sing, and we're supposed to all get on board, man. We're all supposed to be together on this thing. We're all going to wrap our arms around each other. A new day has dawned. The Berlin Wall has fallen. Okay, you're full of crap. You're absolutely full of crap. When I hear Joe Biden talk about unity, we all know what he means by unity. He means you agree with me or I'm going to say that you're a bad person, because that's what democratic unity typically means. Barack Obama did this routine in 2009. Okay, Barack Obama came along in 2009 and did, there's no red states. There's no blue states. There's just the United States. We have so much more in common, so much more we share than we have that separates us. Also, if you disagree with me, it's because you're probably racist, because you don't like my middle name. If you disagree with me, it's because you share the characteristics of a long history of American racism. I'm sorry. Like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Okay, not from Nancy Pelosi, not from Chuck Schumer, not from AOC, and not from Joe Biden. Captain, I'm going to bork Robert Bork and then brag about it. Captain, I'm going to go after Clarence Thomas and then brag about it. Mr. Everybody who disagrees with me is a bad person, but if you agree with me, then unification through agreement is not unification. The basic notion here is that when Joe Biden says he wants unity and we're all going to calm down and it's all going to go back to normal, I remember a time before Trump. I know I've said this almost literally 1 million times, okay, since Trump was elected. It's as though the media, in their quest to make Trump the root of all evil, have to pretend the time began at point A, and point A is the moment Trump was elected. Everything before that was washed away, right? It was a unique era in American racism. It's the worst America's ever been. Politics before Trump was a golden age, a halcyon age of people loving each other and being friends, and everything was great. And Barack Obama's only scandal was a tan suit. And then Donald Trump came in, malicious and evil. And now Donald Trump goes away. And oh my gosh, wow, look at that. It's amazing. Everything's great again. Okay, that's Joe Biden's entire shtick. There's only one problem. Everything isn't great again. Donald Trump was not the murderer of American politics. He was the coroner of American politics. He came along and he pointed at the body and he said, this body is cold. This is a dead body. This is a corpse. Okay, it wasn't Donald Trump who was plunging the knife into the body politic. The body politic was already cancer-ridden. And the notion that Donald Trump going away, if indeed he goes away, is going to heal the country in any serious way is laughable. It is laughable on its face. And does that mean that I'm anti-Joe Biden calling for unity? No, I'm glad when any politician calls for unity if I think it has content. My suspicion is that it has no content, that unity is just another club that Joe Biden is going to wield against you, because if you don't side with him, well, then you're against unity, guys. You're against us being compatriots and friends. If you don't side with him, this means that you are an impediment to unity and kindness and all that is decent. It's one thing to say that you want unity with people you disagree with because you have certain shared fundamental values. It is another thing to say, it's time for America to unify because Trump is out of office, and that means get behind me on my program. And I think we all know which direction this is going, and it's not in the direction of unity through diversity. That's called federalism. It's called localism. You think Joe Biden's going to push for federalism and localism at this point? You think he's going to push for diverse people living with one another and agreeing in tolerance for each other's values? You think that's what he's going to push for? Or do you think he's going to push to sue the little sisters of the poor to force them to cover contraceptive care? Right? Which one sounds more like Joe Biden to you? So now we get to Joe Biden's rhetoric. So Joe Biden gives this supposedly unifying speech. Now, number one, even if I were inclined to believe him, Let's just say that I'm disinclined to believe that Joe Biden is even going to be president 4 years from now, let alone 8 years from now. So what he has to say may have about as much relevance as what William Henry Harrison said during his inauguration. In any case, you know who agrees with me? Siri on Apple. That as of this morning, if you asked Siri, what is the birthday of the president, it gave you Kamala Harris's birthday. Not kidding. That's a real thing that happened this morning. I suppose that Apple has now fixed that, but they said the quiet part out loud. Anyway, here was Joe Biden, and he explained that it was time to put away harsh rhetoric. Says, Captain, I'll put you all back in chains and you ain't black if you don't vote for Joe Biden. Time to put away harsh rhetoric, is it? Mm-hmm. Here's Joe Biden.
It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. The Bible tells us to everything there is a season, a time to build, a time to reap, and a time to sow, and a time to heal. This is the time to heal in America.
It's a time to heal, guys. It's a time to heal. So here's the question you should be asking yourself. What kind of healing are we talking about, Joe? Are we talking about the kind of healing where you acknowledge there are people who disagree with you, and then we all decide to live together and leave each other alone? Because that's my kind of healing, right? I like the kind of healing where California gets to be as dumb as California wants to be, and Florida gets to be as awesome as Florida gets to be. And if you're religious, you get to be religious. And if you're secular, you get to be secular. And nobody puts their values on somebody else's back, right? That's kind of, honestly, that's my kind of living together, is where we have certain core values, like the protection of human life, right? Like freedom of speech, freedom of the press, like the ones that are in the Constitution mainly. And then we mostly leave each other alone. The values of the Declaration of Independence, we agree on that. And then we agree to go our separate ways, and we still have a community because we are connected by these basic ideas. That's my idea of healing. I don't think that's what Joe Biden means by healing. I think what Joe Biden means by healing is, here's my Democratic Party agenda, and if you disagree with it, you're not part of the healing. Why aren't you part of the healing? I'm going to clock you in the head unless you're part of the healing. Heal with me. Heal. Right? I don't think this is going to be an era of tolerance. The fight is just beginning. Okay, and then he pledges again, we're going to end the era of demonization. We're going to end the era of demonization. Again, I don't even need to play more of Joe Biden because it's the same message over and over. If you didn't vote for me, I'm going to work hard for you, and we're going to get together, and we're going to be best friends again, and we're going to play disco. It's going to be amazing, guys. We're going to cure disease like cancer and Alzheimer's. Right? He said that. He's going to cure cancer and Alzheimer's. He's looking ahead to an America that's freer and more just, that creates jobs with dignity and respect, and that cures diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. By the way, I will note a piece of odd timing. Pfizer today announced that they have developed a vaccine that is 90% effective at preventing coronavirus infections. They announced it today. Weird timing. Right? They wait until after the weekend when the media announced that Joe Biden is president. And then magically, just like the clouds parting, Pfizer announces this. Count me slightly suspicious. Like, it's great news. But let me just point something out. Donald Trump was president when Pfizer got the money to develop that vaccine. That's a Trump administration accomplishment. That is not a Joe Biden accomplishment. Anyway, okay, so that is the message of Joe Biden, right? Okay, then there is the Democratic Party. And let me just say, when they say unity, I don't think that they mean that we get together and we sing Kumbaya. I think they mean unity like, here's a re-education camp. Would you like to come this way? Then we can be unified afterward. What if we could be unified because you think like me? Right? So if Joe Biden wants to actually promote unity, seriously, this is a serious thing now. If Joe Biden wants to promote unity, at some point he has to speak to his own side. I'll believe that Joe Biden wants unity when he says to Michelle Obama, knock it off. Because here's what Michelle Obama tweeted over the weekend, right? The heart and soul of the Democratic Party. She put out an Instagram post, and here's what she put out in her Instagram post. Voting in one election isn't a magic wand, and neither is winning one. Let's remember that tens of millions of people voted for the status quo, even when it meant supporting lies, hate, chaos, and division. Does that sound like a Kumbaya message to you? Does that sound like she wants to understand people on the other side, or like she cares about people on the other side? She literally says that tens of millions of Americans are motivated by hate and division and chaos to maintain the status quo. When is Joe Biden going to say, listen, Michelle, we need to have unity? Stop saying that about your fellow Americans. Stop it. Right? Just stop it. Stop implying that people, not implying, saying openly that people who disagree with you are motivated by a willingness to ignore hatred and brutality and evil and nastiness just to maintain the status quo. You think Joe Biden's going to say any of that? Of course Joe Biden's not going to say any of that because his own base is clamoring for blood. They are baying for political blood at this point. The attempt to turn Trump, to spin him up into the gravest evil threat to Western democracy since Adolf Hitler, is a complete rejection of all of the healing talk. You did that for 4 years. You suggested that he was a Russian cat's paw, that he was an incipient dictator, that he was Kim Jong-un, except orange and with bad hair. Right? I mean, this was your suggestion. None of it was true. None of it. Hillary Clinton celebrated this as a repudiation of Trump. She tweeted out, "The voters have spoken, and they have chosen Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to be our next president and vice president." By the way, she accepted the results of this election real fast, didn't she? Weird. She spent the last 4 years claiming that her failure was not a rejection of her, right? It wasn't a rejection of her. It was just a weirdness of the process. But Donald Trump was rejected thoroughly, according to Hillary Clinton. She says it's a history-making ticket, a repudiation of Trump, a new page for America. Thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. Onward together. Yeah, Queen Unity here. Again, I'm not buying your unity crap. I'm not. I wish I could. I wish I were naive enough to believe that Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris all want unity with me. Like, spare me. Spare me. Okay, how about some evidence of this? Okay, some people are going to say, give him a chance. Okay, you have the chance anytime. I'm awaiting. And any sign that you materially mean you want healing and coming together, I am willing to hear it. Any sign that you're looking for bipartisanship, and I'm willing to hear it. I am not getting a lot of that. You think the underlying problems in America have somehow alleviated because the Democrats think they won the election? Yeah, good luck. I keep saying it over and over. It's true. Get mobilized. Get mobilized. If you're a conservative, the fight is just beginning. Because the left thinks they are in the ascendancy, they're not calling for healing. They're not calling for reunification. They're calling for you to sit down and shut up. And if you refuse to sit down and shut up, they will castigate you in the same way they did President Trump. They don't hate you because they hate Trump. They hate Trump because they hate you. And that does not stop today. It did not stop yesterday. It did not stop the day before. Joe Biden is not going to be chiding his woke base or Michelle Obama or anybody in the media about this crap. He's going to be using it. Healing and unity for Joe Biden is a slogan. It is an empty word that is to be used as a vessel for going after his political opposition. At no point will he have the balls to stand up to his own base. At no point. So get ready for it, okay? Because we all got to know, this ain't about unity. This is about something very, very different.